You know, one challenge at doing the news these days is not treating the war like every other story, as entertainment. Here, we make the news entertaining, perhaps better than any show that ever came before it, largely due to me. And that our competition over at CNN is as fun as a case of crabs, and not the ones that are delicious with melted butter. But now we run headfirst into daily atrocity, and I don't mean facing a hungover cat in the hallway. Ukraine is war, and it's ugly, with grim imagery and relentless horror stories. But the news requires standard narratives, and if you veer off the beaten track, God help you. Other issues demanded the same solemn treatment. ISIS, pandemic death tolls, a Kamala Harris speech. I mean, what about the significance of the passage of time, am I right?
Thinking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
She is truly a national treasure, if by treasure you mean embarrassment. But you know, bad news often becomes relentless news. And I get your mail and I get your tweets, so I understand. But the news dictates the mood. It's like those mass shootings. We stop everything to go live to the scene, and we repeat the same 90 seconds of information, mainly because it's all the information that we have available. It's not the reporter's fault. It's the unstoppable predictability of the editorial loop. So it's the number of injured, dead, location, city, shooter, repeat. Then comes the coverage of the coverage as the media turns into its usual circle of self-reflection. That's where I come in. That's my job. See, I figure the news is really 30 minutes total, or the same time it takes Jimmy Failure to steal a jacket from a homeless tramp. But like a Vegas casino, cable news never closes, which is why commentary rules. If it weren't for bozos like me, you would have a lot of silence. But when I was a kid, the news was like 30 minutes in the morning, a recap at lunch, another 30 during dinner. Unless something big happened, like the Kennedy assassination, the moon landing, or Marsha Brady going braless. Who could forget that? And life went on as usual. We played outside, got tuberculosis, and shoveled snow year-round. CNN changed that. Now we have pretty much the same quantity of news, but we have to add a lot of hamburger helper to feed a family of 330 million. Or 6 Brian Stelters. CNN showed it was possible, and also showed us how it could destroy a country. Play the George Floyd video 2 times an hour for months, and you do more to undermine the fabric of a country than any foreign disinformation. Why look for good news when you can binge watch home movies of the worst moments of your life? One news story becomes like a potato where you can figure out so many ways to prepare it. Au gratin, mashed, fried, but usually half-baked. First you report it, then you wonder how it affects the economy, the climate, the disadvantaged, the children, the economic climate for disadvantaged children, unless, of course, their father is Hunter Biden. Then you turn it back on the media, which is my specialty. As the media reports the story, what is the media actually saying? I mean, other than it's Trump's fault and you're racist, sexist, and homophobic. In media commentary, we're so high on the smell of our own farts, baked beans are an aphrodisiac. That is disgusting. But in war, we get... Poor Charlie. But in war, we get serious as it gets ugly. We lose the theme music. We drop the cute segments. We come in with breaking news graphics. Now it's nearly a month of this nightly grim routine. Bomb strikes, rubble, refugees, the dead. Rinse and repeat. We can't do much else because none of us have any real insights, except maybe for Kilmeade, and that's only because his male pattern baldness is in the shape of Belarus. Sometimes in my job, I run across stories that seem too on the nose. So we use phrases like reportedly, or some say, like the waitress who finds a racist note on a receipt, or an actor beaten by Trump supporters at night, or the idiot son of a president losing his laptop somewhere. Well, that story turned out to be legit, which is why they tried to suffocate it like Rosie O'Donnell sitting on a chihuahua. There were others out of Ukraine. The Phantom jet fighter downing Russian jets. Sailors refusing to surrender. But the only thing real that we know of is the brutality. War is bad, and the longer it goes, the worse it gets. But sadly, it makes a great miniseries. It's the greatest show on earth if you're lucky enough to live here and binge watch it like a Netflix offering. But most importantly, it revives the old truth about TV news. If it bleeds, it leads. But that just makes me wonder where it's leading me. I hope someplace else other than World War III. Welcome to tonight's guest. The only time this press secretary stretched the truth was claiming to be 5 feet tall. America's newsroom co-anchor, co-host of The Five, and author of the book Everything Will Be Okay. God, I hope so. Now in paperback, Dana Perino. His hair is Houdini's nightmare, in that there's no escaping his luscious locks. Fox News contributor and Washington Times opinion editor, Charlie Hurts So Good. He's got the perfect wardrobe for radio. Fox Across America host Jimmy Failure. And finally, like a piece of IKEA furniture, she's barely holding it together. Fox... I know that was going to get a laugh. Fox News contributor, Tim. Boom. God, I'm so excited. I have Dana. She's dressed in honor of a circus peanut.
Yes.
Charles, your tie is reminiscent of fruit stripe gum.
Yes. You know what you do when your mother gives you a tie?
You wear it.
You wear it.
Yeah. And Jimmy, you remind me just of a black and white television we had in the 70s. Yeah, it's very sad. You're Rupert Pupkin.
I actually like you the black and white facial hair growing in.
Well, I couldn't shower for 2 days because I had no hot water.
You look like...
So I haven't showered in 2 days, and I stink, and I haven't shaved.
Oh,
How
wow.
about that, Charlie?
You.
That's TMI.
Why didn't you check into a hotel?
You know what? Why don't you mind your own business? All right. Charlie, I want to go to you first. I haven't talked to you in ages because you've been away doing God knows what. How do you think the media is doing in covering the war?
Well, you know, it's fascinating and great monologue there because
Why,
it reminds me, you know, this all began back with the Gulf War when CNN showed us the first war on television.
Right.
And you could literally sit there. I remember sitting there. I was in college at the time, binge watching for literally 48, 50 hours at a time.
Yeah.
And you couldn't remember, get under the desk, Bernie.
Yes.
It was, I mean, we couldn't even believe what an experience it was. And you were there. And then you fast forward, whatever that is, 30 years to where we are today. And it's sort of become almost less real in a lot of ways, even though we have a lot more ability to present the truth or present what's going on there. But it's been sort of corrupted in a lot of ways to the point where, you know, you have, it's become almost like a Hollywood version of it all.
Right.
And you wind up with things like French President Emmanuel Macron, you know, dressing up like Vladimir Zelensky for his next election because he wants to. The characters become like movie stars.
I forgot about that. Yeah, there's an interesting. Everybody's fulfilling a role, right? You got the villain, you got the hero, you got the supporting players.
And I'm not sure that it's very good for either the truth and most of all, I don't know that it's very good for the people who are actually suffering and dying. And I don't know that we're doing a very good job of you know, you want to applaud the heroism of the Ukrainians, but people are dying.
Yeah.
And it's a horrifying assault that they're enduring. And you got to sort of figure out where you celebrate the heroism without continuing something that's horrible.
Yeah. You know, Dana, when we do the Five, when I sit down at the Five with this topic, I have no idea what I'm going to say because I have the more I read, the less I know. I don't know who to believe, and I don't know who's winning because they both say they're winning. I don't understand. Sometimes I think that Ukraine's winning, and then I go, no, it's already over. They lost. I don't know how to deal with it.
Well, part of it is that if you go back to the Gulf War, so 1991 or so, okay, so one of the other things that's extremely different from then to now, and even from when I was press secretary to now, which is only from 2008 to now, is social media. Mm-hmm. And that is, so now you actually have people who are able to provide images, and it's not from CNN. It's actually from people who are there experiencing it for themselves. So to me, that is the most believable thing. Like they have the phone, they're filming it, and they like put it out there on their feed. So what's interesting is how Elon Musk has provided this ability so that the internet continues to stay up. Yeah. But we've never seen that before either. And ISIS was a different thing. That was that wasn't. Now they did use social media in order to terrorize. Yep. But this is also a little bit different where you have the victims who are also recording what is happening.
Yeah, God, ISIS was the worst with their daily beheadings. Jimmy, I wish you would be heading out.
Hey there. Bang!
That is such a
guy's
terrible
got
joke.
jokes.
I even feel disgusted by what I just said.
Yeah.
What is?
ISIS is actually claiming responsibility for that bomb. They just called the studio. Like, it was us. We wrote it.
Well done, my friend. What do you make of this so far?
Your facial hair, I think you look like the lead singer of a boy band called In Middle School. I'm kidding. I owed you one. I love you.
Yeah.
You know I do. I'm genuinely concerned. Obviously, for everyone in Ukraine, it goes without saying, but I want to qualify that so people don't think I'm being cavalier about that. But the effect it has on us in terms of what we're witnessing in our phone every day, I am concerned we're becoming desensitized because we're seeing things you're not supposed to see. You know, like I grew up in an era where the only way to see certain things was to go out and do them. You know what I mean? Like if you actually, you know, wanted to see someone fight a stripper, you had to show up, get past the bouncer, and punch a stripper. Now you type it into Google. Now you type it into Google, they're like, did you mean a brunette stripper or a blonde stripper? You know what I mean? And I just feel like we have too many options at our disposal, and it's making us more concerned with demonstrating empathy than having it. That's my concern.
Wow, what do you think, Kat?
About the stripper thing?
No, yeah, that was. I will say that was an odd example.
It was very specific.
Yes.
I wanted to get off war, is what I'm trying to say.
I appreciate that.
Very specific and a lot of detail there.
Biographical.
Sorry if that hit home. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think obviously seeing these things, as you mentioned, every single day, nonstop, I think it can also create an emotional response. I mean, it should, it's supposed to. Obviously, if you're not a sociopath, it would. But when it comes to your emotions and the impact they can have on decision-making or calling for certain actions, they need to be really careful about making decisions from an emotional perspective in any case, and especially when we're talking about something as serious as war and potentially World War III.
Very good point.
Thank you.
Such a rational person.
But you know, another thing that's really disturbing about the current situation is also we've just come off of 5 years of a psychotic episode in the media,
right?
Where we have seen them peddle propaganda like we've never.
I think that's affected me. Yes, I think
completely.
That has.
No, it absolutely, because when
I can't trust anything.
I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, I can't believe anything. Yeah. It's like I don't know, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get back to that. Maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? You almost made up for your tie. Up next, a notion that reeks of desperation. Lower your standards to counter inflation. What a rhyme.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.